me gusta grabar cuando Pedro no está hablando mucho. Cuando Pedro comienza a decir, shit, man, you're the best.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. I never said that.
¿Cómo que no? Pero tú lo dices, pero Manny mandó el video que tú le dices, Evan, you saw that.
No, bro. I saw some shit. Me and Evan were in the same spot, and we saw some shit. And I told him, yo, what, you saw that? It's like this man killed two
you
niggas,
guys were
right?
spectating. You guys were dead. It's like,
Where we were? In that
Yeah.
case, maybe.
Yo, what
Bro,
map is this one?
That's impressive, though. It was nice.
I've never played this map before.
Sí.
I never played this one. Is big or small?
Maps.
It's a small map?
Pedro, hágate el
Ok, vamos a ver, pistolita power. Bueno, aquí me van a sacar la mierda porque first time playing this map.
Yeah, same here.
Team deathmatch.
Look at who we go.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
I saw smoke. Is that ours?
We have been pretty late, actually.
Hay uno arriba. Está todito a la
Enemy
derecha.
at the bridge.
Yeah, I'm dead. This map.
Oh, shit. Yep, he got me, too. So this map is huge.
Hay un sniper
double
allá atrás,
kill.
loco.
Oh,
Oh, sniper.
Yeah, don't go that way, because he's
Got me,
gonna...
got me. I hit him twice, but he got me. Left, somebody come with the left side,
Oh,
he's kinda empty,
shit.
bro.
Oh, my God.
Bottom and top.
oh my
Bridge.
god.
Time to bring out the snipe.
Snipe.
Enemy at the bridge.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bag, I cannot even move. Yo estamos atrás, yo no entiendo CPD.
Snipe. That's 2 kills, double kills, sniper shot.
Oh my god.
Enemy in the courtyard.
El people. Is everybody
Yeah,
camping now?
fuck that. Call him out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Pedrito, let's go there. Let's go there. There's people there. They're above you now.
They're under the
Oh my god,
Oh.
este guy in the middle under the bridge. I didn't even know it's a door over there.
Enemy at the bridge.
Oh, I'm down. That was a good sniping spot. Alright, UAV up there.
UAV online.
Oh my god,
Oh, motherfucker, man.
Enemy in the center.
hay uno en el medio, si se podemos, en el medio es más fácil, pero es difícil.
Friendly UAV online.
Good shit. That's over.
Enemy in the courtyard.
Fucking guy got me.
Oh my god, it's one to the left. Hay uno ahí atrás con diablo. Así que yo no conozco el mapa, hay uno a la izquierda.
On the way.
Got it.
Enemy at the bridge.
Es por ahí, Pedro, por ahí claro que tiene su cuartito campero.
Wow, yeah, he got me.
What's that? Oh,
Ya es lejos, padre. Es que él tenía atrás.
Yo, it's fun sniping from there.
The bridge in the middle part. Ahí me están con el diablo, pero que.
as shit.
Coño, you need to get out of my way. Captain Morgan.
He's just-
Coño.
The guy's responding in the middle. He have a respawn thing in the middle. He's responding here. That's what he has.
Oh, what's up? Walk right into this.
Este va a ser el peor juego mío.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, so the sniper moved. It's a little bit close. Oh my god.
Loco, pero ¿cómo estos tigres me dan de lejos?
Oh, fucking
A la izquierda hay
sniper,
uno,
bro.
a la izquierda hay uno.
Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
Oh shit, they EMP'd the shit.
Yeah, bro. Esta vaina está de locura, bro.
Oh. No.
Bro, they're fucking catching up, man. They're fucking...
Where they at?
Right here, they're moving around.
Enemy
Yeah.
cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
You know.
Friendly care package on the way. Enemy sentry gun.
Sniper.
Friendly recon rolling in.
Oh, this that sniper. I'll take that nigga out.
Enemy at the bridge.
Oh, I see him in the bridge. I saw two niggas.
Arriba, campeando, es increíble. Vamos a ganar esta vaina.
Yeah, but how did you behind me?
Nice.
Enemy overhead.
Oh, man.
Friendly precision airstrike on the way. Enemy care package on the way.
Oh my god. ¿Qué hizo?
Friendly precision airstrike.
Manny, to your right, Manny. Oh no, that's Weezer.
Right? The hell?
Oh, that's my bad. That was Weezer because he looked like you. He had that bandana. Sure. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Bro, we're about to lose this shit? Come on. Yo, just 3 kills. Just 2 kills. Just 2 kills. Go.
Bien, me fue para no conocer el maldito mapa. Ay, caray.
Behind the shoulder.
Oh, pero esto era 10 contra 10, con razón el mapa es tan fucking grande.
I actually had fun camping, bro.
Ah.
I moved to, that's why I get killed all the time. Like, abajo del puente.
I was just sitting up
Oye,
there.
había un tigre que tenía,
I'm gonna leave. I'll be back.
what's the name of that thing that you respawn?
What he say? He's gonna eat?
Ese,
Like, I'm about to be out. I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go do some shit.
ah, no, pues se van a quitar todo el mundo. ¿A qué hora quieren jugar de nuevo? ¿A las 8?
Sí, todos hemos ahora.
Yo voy a entrar como a las 8:30 por ahí.
No, pues está todo, pues entramos a las 8. Déjame, por lo menos tengo una para
Ok.
subir, por lo menos.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright.